What the Fandom Menace doesn't want you to know is that the High Republic is everything that you've been asking for as a Star Wars fan. Welcome back to the Standout Steel YouTube channel, and today we're going to be covering the High Republic. As it's coming to an end, we're going to talk about everything that makes the High Republic so great and everything that makes it exactly what you've been asking for.
Pioneering and adventure marked the era of the High Republic.
You want unique stories and compelling characters? Look no further than the High Republic. You want a unique and never before explored era in the Star Wars universe. The High Republic is where it's at.
My God! Wow!
From a plant-like species that wants to take over the galaxy, to a clan of marauders that is almost as big a threat as the Sith themselves, to some of the most compelling arcs that you'll ever see in Star Wars, such as the Great Hyperspace Disaster. Excellent new Jedi characters like Avar Kriss and Elzar Mann, Stellan Gios, to whet the appetite of Jedi fanboys like myself, or even more compelling characters such as Marchion Ro, leader of the Nihil. Now, Marchion Ro is one of the most ruthless and brutal villains in Star Wars history. He once crushed one of his staff members' skulls under his boot because he had served his purpose. So if you're going to dive into the High Republic, where should you start? Well, I'm glad you asked, because I'm going to tell you. You should start at Light of the Jedi, in my opinion. It was the first novel that was written in the High Republic era. I recommend starting with the Light of the Jedi and the Rising Storm novels. Then as you go into the Rising Storm, start to read the first High Republic comic series, as they are set at the same point in the timeline. How they line up starts off pretty vague, and then it becomes apparent exactly where you are in the timeline, and it's very rewarding to read them side by side at the same time. Now, Act 1 basically covers the Great Hyperspace Disaster, which I'm not going to reveal too much about, as I'm going to let the story speak for itself, because hopefully you're going to run straight from this video, buy your first novel, buy your first comic book, and jump straight into the High Republic. The second act covers more of the fallout of the Great Hyperspace Disaster, the return of the Drengir, and the return of the Nihil as well. Now, I feel like where the High Republic gets a bad rep, and is called woke by the Fandom Menace, is in its diversity. Now, if you have a problem with diversity in Star Wars, you are the problem in Star Wars.
Fuck you! Fuck you! And fuck you!
You see, diversity has always existed in Star Wars. Now more than ever, across fictional storytelling, we see more and more diversity. We see more and more representation, and we see more and more different kinds of people existing in these universes. Now, if you have a problem with that, you have missed the point of all these stories to begin with. The lessons that you should have learned growing up with these stories, you never learn. Now, if you're an adult and a good person, I suggest you jump into the High Republic. Why? Because it's fucking amazing. That's why.